Alright guys, it is that time where we take a break from the mainstream, we go to the indies, and we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. We had
some cool stuff happen.
Yes, we did, and we've got some cool stuff coming up. So, we're going to start...
It's like there's a past and a future.
Yeah. Days of Future Past.
It was not a bad movie.
It was a great movie. But first, we're going to talk about some results from some shows that we've been plugging for a long time. Take it away, Kevin Hawk.
It's true. We had...
It's damn true.
It is.
Kurt Angle was not a part of any of these.
PWG's Black Cole Sun. This match we've been plugging almost since the inception of the show, it seems like.
Yeah, it was like, as soon as it was announced, before there was any matches, like, you immediately jumped out, you're like, PWG.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, it's one of my top promotions. This is what I do, man. I only talk about my top promotions. I don't really... There's 900 million promotions across the country. These videos would be 3 hours long if I
talked about every single
talked
one.
about all of them that had upcoming shows.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a 6-man tag match, which was scheduled to be AR Fox, Rich Swann, and ACH versus the Best Friends and Johnny Gargano. Trent Beretta still hasn't fully recovered from his knee injury, so he was replaced by Bobby Fish, who was originally scheduled to face Roderick Strong in a singles match. ACH, AR Fox, and Rich Swann would win the match. And we learned that Roderick Strong didn't face Bobby Fish one-on-one because he missed his flight due to some storm happening in the area he was coming from.
Storm.
Yeah, it was true.
That was actually kind of cool because we talked about Days of Future Past and then we started talking about an X-Men character.
Yeah. Then we had Adam Cole defeat Cedric Alexander. Trevor Lee defeated Chris Hero in a one-on-one match. And the World's Cutest Tag Team retained the tag team titles against the Addiction. We had the super scary big buff guys fatal 4-way match. Brian Cage won this.
For the record, we watched the little preview trailer for the DVD.
Yeah.
I'll put that link in the description.
Right there.
These dudes are fucking scary. I didn't realize how scary they were until I saw this. This is terrifying. There are giant dudes
terrifying.
Wow. They're doing things that big guys shouldn't do.
Terrifying.
You gotta think of it this way,
Boston terrifying.
It's a match where you basically have the body types: Bobby Lashley, Batista, Brock Lesnar, and
Tommaso could kind of be like Cesaro.
Yeah, Tommaso's a sort of a Cesaro guy. Now think of these guys, but these guys are doing front flip dives over the top rope, moonsaults into the ring.
Scary.
In a fatal 4-way match, so there's four of these giant guys flipping around.
Just watch the link that we provided in the description and then come back to us.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. Did you see it? You saw it, right?
Yeah. It's a neat little music video. It's put to music and everything.
It is cool.
Then we had that dream tag team match that we've been basically drooling over since we first found out about it, where Seidel and Sabin beat the Young Bucks.
I want to see that match. The full match so bad.
And then finally we have our PWG Championship match. Kyle O'Reilly would defend successfully against Ricochet, but before the show could close out, he would be attacked from behind by Roderick Strong, who did show up.
What?
And demanded that Kyle O'Reilly defend his title. Kyle O'Reilly would fight Roderick Strong out of the ring and say, guess what, you have your title match, but it's going to be guerrilla warfare, which for those of you who don't know, that's Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's street fight.
Yeah.
Where anything goes, and he would regret that decision because Roderick Strong would come in and beat him for the PWG Championship. So talk about a swerve.
So he really upped his game. He was just gonna face Kyle O'Reilly's tag team partner in a singles match, and then just beat Kyle O'Reilly for the title.
Yeah. It happens. So yeah, that was Black Cole Sun. A lot of people really, really liked that show.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it in its entirety.
Hell yeah.
And then the next night, on the other side of the country, we go from California to New Jersey.
Not this side, but this side.
Combat Zone Wrestling.
I don't know, depending on
what direction you're looking at.
Yeah.
when they got a map.
Well, if there was a map on us, you'd be West Coast. He'd be East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can see ourselves on the TV, and it's like, it looks.
Don't look at the
opposite.
TV.
Like,
Yeah. Combat Zone Wrestling's Cage of Death 16. The grudge match, Chris Dickinson defeated DJ Hyde. Pepper Parks and Demetrius Papadon would beat the Nation of Intoxication.
That's a great name.
Joe Gacy would defeat Shane Strickland to become the new CZW Wired Champion. The Beaver Boys defeated Team Tremendous. And then we had something that really intrigued me. We had the CZW debut of Tim Donst, one of my favorite indie guys.
Oh, yeah.
Former Chikara roster member. Donst didn't have a match, but he came out and basically said, hey, I'm here in CZW. I'm going to show you things you haven't seen before.
He's still currently AIW World Champion, right?
He is the AIW Absolute Champion.
That's right.
And then we had the Norman Smiley Memorial Bunkhouse Brawl.
Ultraviolet
No,
Food Fight.
the big name thing. Go back to the older videos and see what it is.
It's a lot to say.
We knew it was Greg Excellence and a mystery partner versus Matt Tremont and a mystery partner of his choosing. In this death match, Matt Tremont would pick Bucks Belmar, and Greg Excellence would pick Sexy Eddie, who's probably maybe my favorite deathmatch wrestler currently. Sexy Eddie and Greg Excellence would pick up the win. Alexander James would defeat Rich Swann. Jonathan Gresham won the 6-way scramble match to become the first competitor in the Best of the Best tournament.
Huracan.
Ohio is for Killers retained the CZW Tag Team Championships over the American Wolves. And then we had the main event, the Cage of Death. Sozio defends the title against Biff Busick, Drew Gulak, and Black G's. This has been described as one of the most violent Cage of Deaths to date. Eventually,
that scares me.
Biff Busick and Drew Gulak would be the first two eliminated out of the match. And the match would come to a close when Black G's would handcuff Sozio to the ropes and then proceed to basically incapacitate, make Sozio pass out due to blood loss from taking a weed whacker and hitting him in the chest repeatedly with a weed whacker, causing Sozio's partners to throw in the towel. Black G's walks out of Cage of Death, your new Combat Zone Wrestling champion. And those are the big results from this past weekend. You look a little queasy.
Cage of Death, I don't know a lot about it.
but
I
he
got a couple
does know a
DVDs.
lot about weed whackers to the chest.
No, I don't.
It's a lot like this, but way worse.
Yeah, like that wasn't that bad, but
It was like this,
no.
but 100 times faster.
No,
Take-
we're good. We're not doing that.
Take that chop and multiply it by like 1 billion,
Fuck that.
Tiny versions
and that's
No, thank you.
with the long plastic stick.
Yeah, let's stop talking about it. 'Cause I'm-
long plastic.
We do have some news about some upcoming stuff, and we're going to start with the Ring of Honor news because we got some cool new guys coming into Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
I wish.
First, we'll start talking about the biggest guy coming into Ring of Honor.
Big John Studd.
No, Alberto El Patron, formerly known as Alberto Del Rio, is making his ROH debut on the January 3rd taping in Nashville, where he'll be facing Christopher Daniels.
That'll be a good match.
So that
Talk about two experienced guys
Yeah.
heading off in that debut match for Alberto.
absolutely, and this isn't
30.
this isn't the only match. He's got 3 matches set for January because on the 30th in Dearborn, Michigan, he'll be facing ACH, and then the night after, the 31st in Dayton, Ohio, he'll be facing Roderick Strong, and he's also set to appear on the ROH 13th anniversary pay-per-view in Las Vegas on March 1st.
Wow.
So yeah, Del Rio's coming to ROH. That should be
I
busy.
mean, El Patron.
Alberto El Patron.
Birdie.
Yeah. Should be interesting to see. But on top of that, on January 3rd, we're going to be starting the 2015 Top Prospect Tournament.
Now, the Top Prospect Tournament is all fairly new guys to Ring of Honor, or completely new guys to Ring of Honor, in
Yeah.
an 8-person single elimination tournament. And basically it says, hey, guess what? the winner is going to be launched into a really nice Ring of Honor career.
Yeah.
We had last year's winner, Hansen.
Yes.
Has gone on to do huge things this year. He was a finalist in Survival of the Fittest. He was the second to the last one eliminated. He's done so much stuff.
He's been a big player in ROH this year since winning that tournament.
And he's just become uberly popular in like the 8 months he's been there.
Yeah, and this year they've officially named that the winner of the Top Prospect tournament will get a TV title match in Baltimore on March the 7th.
Yes.
Who at this point would be Jay Lethal. Mm-hmm. This will be their fourth Top Prospect tournament. 2011 was Mike Bennett was the winner.
And now he's married to Maria.
Yeah. 2013, Matt Taven won, and he's
now partnering with Mike Bennett,
who is married to
Maria.
And 2014 was Hansen. So, yeah. So, I mean...
So, what will his relationship with Maria be in the future?
She's going to make...
stylish trunks for him. Like she did for Dolph Ziggler when they were dating.
Out of his beard. But yeah,
he's gonna make trunks out of his beard.
Yeah,
those are gonna be scratchy trunks. I'd hate to wear anything made of this material.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun at all.
Except for what's on my face. I'll wear this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shave it off pretty soon here, actually.
What? Me too.
Hey,
we'll switch.
Switch facial hairs.
Yeah, we'll shave it off and then.
That's the anti-shaving.
No, but you have to shave it off and then give it to each other.
Oh. Alright, this is getting weird. We have all 8 competitors named for Top Prospect 2015.
I'm excited.
First up, a guy that we've been seeing a lot of lately since Survival of the Fittest, Will Ferrara. He took Caprice Coleman's spot in the Survival of the Fittest tournament.
This guy's a little spitfire.
Yeah, he's
and for being a rookie, he had a fairly tough match against Tommaso Ciampa in the first round of Survival of the Fittest. Tommaso Ciampa slapped him so hard it knocked the drool out of him.
Yeah, he drooled everywhere. But yeah, I mean, he just kind of got tossed into this spot, and he made the best of it. The second night it was a tag team match, I believe. It was him and we just watched it.
Probably.
I don't remember.
I think I can't remember. But I mean,
the tag team match was him and somebody on the Ring of Honor show on Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I mean, he is super talented, so I would not be surprised seeing him take it.
I'm very certain he went against either Bennett or Taven.
I think it was Taven. I think you're right. But we have 7 other guys. A couple of them I've never heard of, and I don't think you've heard of either. First we got,
like I said, it's a thing for new guys.
Yeah,
we're trying to be
we got
big name in the
we got
business.
Mikey Webb, who is 5'10", 206 pounds. He's only been wrestling since 2012, but is trained in the same areas as the last 2 Top Prospect tournament winners, Matt Taven and Hansen. So he's coming from a pretty good breeding ground. I mean, it's the New England area that's really bringing out these Top Prospect.
Well, we
winners.
all know that East Coast is kind of the big hub for independent wrestling.
Yes. Yeah.
You can come over here and you got PWG in California.
That's about it.
And that's about it as far as and then you can go a little ways over. You have like HWA in the Midwest. You have Booker T's promotion in Texas, and then everything kind of heads that way.
Yeah. Next participant, Ashley Six, who is trained by Michael Elgin. So, knowing how well Michael Elgin's done in ROH, he's got a very good chance. He's also a cancer survivor. So he's at a point in his life where he's like, you know what? I beat cancer. I'm going to do everything in my power to...
I can beat 7 other guys in a tournament. They're dumb. They're not cancer. I don't need to radiate them.
But can he beat Roddy Piper?
Oh.
Probably.
You never know.
But Piper's also beat cancer, so...
So cancer is officially out of the Top Prospect tournament.
Yeah.
And the finalists are Ashley Six and Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper, brand new rookie in the business of pro wrestling.
I predict good things in his future.
Yeah.
In his future
He's a little rowdy.
I see him as a future Hall of Famer.
Definitely. Up next, we have Jay Diesel, who is currently in the House of Truth with Jay Lethal and Truth Martini.
He's the bodyguard role.
Yeah, he was former ROH head of security
My
before
brain
he joined the House of
exploded
Truth.
because I pictured a combination of Jay Lethal and Diesel. That was just too
If
much.
you saw him, you'd be thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah, he
Does not look like a combination of
He
Jay
actually-
Lethal and Diesel put together.
kind of looks like Ricochet without tattoos.
And buffer, like
Yeah, he's a
like if you took like a Ricochet and then you like stretched him out a little bit with ways.
There you go. Up next, you'll appreciate this for reasons we won't specify. It's kind of weird to say. The peacock of professional wrestling, Dalton Castle. Simply put, it's Smooth Sailing Ashley Remington from Chikara.
Dalton Castle. Dalton
That's
Castle.
what I appreciate about it.
Dalton Castle made some waves in Indy, the East Coast.
Smooth sailing. I see what you
He
did
made
there.
some waves in the East Coast wrestling scene before being signed to Chikara as Ashley Remington. Now he's going to be doing cool things for Ring of Honor under his usually gone by independent wrestling name Dalton Castle.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see a different side of this guy because
I hope he keeps the finger guns.
I wasn't immediately sold on Ashley Remington. I've come around and I like the guy.
It took me forever to convince you he's a babyface.
I know. I thought for sure he was gonna be a heel. This guy's definitely a heel though. The Beer City Bruiser.
I'm feeling like one of the things that's slightly taken into context with his nickname, that the name is he's gonna have a name. Because I recently looked up, there's a tag team called the Beer City Bruisers. And my guess is it's going to be one of those two guys.
Well, he didn't have a name on the little bio, but what I did get out of it was he's 6'2", 300 pounds, and his training regimen is crushing beer cans and crushing heads. Sounds like a very...
I'm not impressed.
Nah, I'm not either.
He's not going to win.
He's going to be eliminated first.
I hope.
But
Up
but
next
that
we
new
have...
Hyper Kid.
Yeah, Viper Kid. He's gonna knock him out real quick. Up next we have the Missouri Madman Jake Durden, who is 6'8", 279 pounds. He's trained in Japan and is known for the use of the Asiatic spike, which is pretty much the Samoan spike that Umaga used to use.
Yeah.
He comes out with
Good.
the taped up thumb, and it's supposed to scare people.
That's how she's like,
No, I give up. I give up.
He's got way too much tape on that thing.
And then our
I
final.
don't even know where
Our
the
final
tape
entrant in Top
is.
Prospect is a man known as Donovan Dijak. He is 6'7", 270 pounds.
They got a lot of big guys in the tournament.
Yes. He earned a master's degree while pursuing wrestling and was trained by Hansen and made his pro debut last year.
Trained by Hansen, the guy who last won, so that's a good sign
Yeah.
for him.
They say he's got the stamp of approval by Hansen.
The stample of a proofson
Yep.
by Han Solo.
So, you mentioned
Hail
that
Hydra.
they got a lot of big guys this year.
Vote for Paige.
Makes me wonder if my prediction is already coming true. In that, the thing about Ring of Honor and other indie promotions is to thrive, they have to offer something different than the mainstream. That's why historically we've got a lot of smaller, quicker guys in the indies.
Mm-hmm.
But now in WWE, specifically NXT, we're getting a lot of smaller, quicker guys. So I'm predicting that in the next few years we're gonna see an indie shift where they're gonna be what offers the more big guys.
It's completely possible.
That's interesting. I never really thought about
It's
that.
very
way.
logical, to be honest.
But yeah.
It made me, with this side story, this reminded me
Okay.
that watching the top, we watched sort of bits and pieces of the Top Prospect tournament from this year.
Yes.
When Hansen won, I just remembered that giant, fat African dude that Raymond Rowe went against.
Fuck. Yeah, where like
This dude looked like a legit 450 pounds of flab.
this was like
And Raymond Rowe was able to like back suplex and German suplex him like 8 times during the match. Like
Shit.
pick him up and like
It was an impressive feat of strength by Raymond Rowe.
so get well soon, Raymond Rowe. Still
Yeah.
recovering from that car, motorcycle, whatever it was, accident.
Yeah.
I was gonna say still recovering from all those German suplexes you gave
The
them.
fat guy.
Yeah.
That probably didn't help his health
Yeah.
Probably
at
not.
all. But yeah, moving on.
Yeah, the Top Prospect tournament kicks off on January 3rd where we've got El Patron debuting, but we've also got 3 other matches. We got Mark Briscoe taking on Roderick Strong.
Awesome.
We got Frankie Kazarian taking on Cedric Alexander.
Also awesome.
And we have a triple threat match for the ROH TV title where Jay Lethal defends against Matt Sydal and ACH.
Oh my god.
That's going to be a fucking match. I'm excited for that one. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Man, I still remember
I died a little bit.
the first time I noticed Ring of Honor was on TV, and I tuned in, and like the first match, I'm like, I saw like these 2 guys wrestling. I wasn't sure who they were. I was like, wow, that guy's really fucking good. Then I saw his face. I was like, oh, it's Jay Lethal.
Yeah, the first time we realized that ROH was on TV, we were at the gym.
Yeah.
And we went, is there wrestling on that TV?
Yeah.
That's
all.
Ring of Honor.
Let's go watch it.
And so instead of working out, we stood
stood
there
under the TV.
and we watched Ring of
We
Honor.
went to
for
the gym to
10
watch TV.
You were hoping that by watching Ring of Honor at the gym, their workout would just like
Absorb into our body.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it for ROH news and upcoming shows. We're going to keep the upcoming shows going on because Kevin Knox got a little bit more to talk about.
Yeah, year's almost up. We only have like 2 more shows, big ones this year. No offense to any of the other companies.
They're
AAW's
small time.
Yeah, AAW's One Twisted Christmas, the 27th in Berwyn, Illinois. Uha Nation versus Davey Richards. Colt Cabana and Dick Justice versus the Iron Curtain. Ryan Boz is taking on Marcus Crane and Dan Lawrence in a handicap fans bring the weapons match. Lewis Linden versus Matt Cage in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
So, can only handicap fans bring weapons?
Yes. The AAW Heritage title is going to be defended. Christian Faith takes on ACH. And announced via Facebook, Heidi Lovelace in what I'm going to say is her most high-profile intergender match to date against Chris Sabin.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, and then the night before that, we're backtracking in time. Charger to the Underhills, presented by Absolute Intense Wrestling in Cleveland, Ohio. We got EC3 and M-Dog 20.
Dudes on TV.
Collectively known as Dudes on TV. Are going to be taking on Johnny Gargano and Josh Prohibition.
That's a hell of a team.
I know. The Beaver Boys are going to be going against Cheech and Colin Delaney of WWE CW fame.
And Cheech of Chikara fame.
Cheech and Cloudy. Josh Alexander is going to be going against Uha Nation. Eddie Kingston is going one-on-one against Chris Hero. This feud has dated back to the mid to early 2000s. We all know Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kurt Hawkins will all be there.
Nice.
At the show in some capacity. And in the main event, Tim Dunst defends the Absolute Championship against Tommy Mercer, formerly known as Crimson.
Yes. Yeah, he's going by Crimson Tommy Mercer.
Yeah.
Like Crimson in
Quotation marks.
That's his nickname.
And then a big one for the start of next year, Pro Wrestling Syndicate. These guys always put on like the big super duper shows. Frozen Fallout, January 31st in Rahway, New Jersey. We got a triple threat match. We got a tag team match. The Rock and Roll Express versus the new Heavenly Bodies. We got Trent is going to be making his return from his knee injury against Mike Dell. And Chris Payne versus Eddie Kingston. Those are both first round matches in a new TV title tournament.
Ooh, fun stuff.
They're going to have a 30-man rumble.
Oh,
and
shit.
here are all 30 participants. Just kidding. They didn't announce any of the participants.
I thought he was serious.
I know. They're going to have the Suicidal Six-Way title is going to be on the line. Amazing Red defends against Brian XL, AR Fox, the CPA, Bobby Wayward, and the Drunken Swashbuckler. The tag titles.
Indie names.
The tag titles are on the
It's
line.
just Paul Burchill.
The Reynolds brothers defend against Zach Gowen and Gregory Iron, the handicapped heroes.
And you have handguns.
They can bring weapons.
They can. Kevin Matthews is going to be taking on Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, in a barbed wire match.
Fuck.
Then we got announced that there's going to be a special attraction match, which I am interested in seeing, because it's kind of the Daredevil of now versus the Daredevil of then.
Oh.
John Hennigan, formerly known as John Morrison, currently known as Johnny Mundo, versus Sabu.
Fuck.
That's gonna be interesting.
And then we have a fatal 4-way match for the Pro Wrestling Syndicate Championship. Fallah Bahh, the current champion, who won by cashing in his Money in the Bank-esque whatever they have over at Pro Wrestling Syndicate. I don't remember anything except for that
Everybody's got
it
one.
rhymed. It rhymed.
We'll look it up.
Yeah. Is defending against Don Moff, the guy who beat him at the last show.
Money in the tank.
Bonesaw, who Fallah beat for the title.
Carries around like gas tank.
I was thinking like a fish tank.
And Mario Baccara in a 4-way match. So it's a big stack show, and then we learned that one of the guest hosts of this show is going to be a Raven.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, because we talked about they've had guest hosts like last one was Kevin Nash. Two ago was the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, okay.
This one's gonna be Raven.
Cool.
And apparently he's got a bone to pick with the current Heavenly Bodies. So
You ain't so heavenly.
no, probably not.
He's gonna crucify you.
Probably.
He's done that.
He likes doing that.
I guess. But yeah, that's all we got. I'm sure there's going to be tons of awesome shows we're going to be plugging for next year.
Oh yeah.
Chikara's return for their next season. They're going over to Europe.
Yeah, they are.
They're doing some shows in the UK, England, and Ireland and Wales.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, keep in contact. We're going to post some stuff down there. All our contact
We
information.
don't know
Yep.
what yet, actually.
All our contact information.
Maybe.
In the description of every single video.
We got a playlist that tells you what's coming next, which is going to be the midweek wrap up.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Woo!
If you haven't looked yet, or if you don't
Don't
watch,
look. Don't-
or if you
don't
haven't
look.
watched any of our playlists ever, midweek
They
wrap up
probably
usually
haven't.
comes next.
We don't need a lot of fans.
Watch it. It's gonna be Fallout from NXT Takeover, so you know it's gonna be good.
Sort of.
Part of it's gonna be good.
Watch. Keep watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Or if it's this late, go to bed.
yeah, I don't know why we're up. And remember, you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Because if your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine.